Hello, this is a Hall of Fame film. Here at the Lighthouse, we are in Cliff, probably going to play at the Lighthouse. It's Akao from the European server in his VK2801. There's 2 artillery apiece, 3 scouts apiece, a ton of heavies on both teams. Matter of fact, his team only has 2 mediums and a TD. The enemy team has 2 TDs and a medium. So the majority of tanks are heavies. This is something you really want to see when you draw Cliff, because there's not going to be a lot of tanks that can prevent you from getting up on top of the lighthouse. And I'm pretty certain that's where he is headed. The T-37 isn't quite as fast as you on the opposing side, and you have a really good starting position. Should be able to beat it up the ramp. VK2801 will have to see where it started at and if it comes this way. And the looks just isn't as fast getting there. So potentially by the time they get into a position to spot you going up the hill, you're already out of harm's way. Maybe take 1 shot going up the ramp. And then it's just a matter of, do any of the enemy scouts come up the opposing ramp and shoot it out with you at the top. But you're going to be, if you make it up there, the T-43 is there, not going to see him. He's up out of any shots right now unless he already plops one on him. Against all these heavies, this is just a dream battle. He's probably thinking right now, hey, I have the chance of having a really good score here because my view range is just going to knock these guys out of the park here. So he's watching the 2801s coming up the ramp on the other side. The looks is already around the corner to the east. Wow. But here's the bad thing for him. Look at this. All the heavies except for 1 Oni is right there on the western side. Their east flank is so weak. I don't know, the enemy hasn't figured it out yet. They probably won't for a while, but oh wow, nice shot. Somebody else hit that guy too, and he finished off the 2801. The looks is dead. Well, now there's nobody guarding the east flank except him. And you can do a lot from up here, but it's not like you can prevent a whole invasion by yourself. As they come around this flank, this is going to be an interesting fight. That would be a good kill if he hits him. They are out of scouts. Of course, he's the only scout left on his team, but he has an awesome position. There's nobody left in the fight on the enemy team that has view range even close to his. T-43 is probably the closest. Jack's now. T-43 is not really paying any attention to him. When he pulls forward, watch, that T-43 is not really looking for him.
Ready to fire. Target unlocked.
So he's going to start looking for people coming around the hill. Black Prince is back there being overly cautious. Hasn't figured out there's nobody here to oppose him yet. He's about to find out he's going to get shot from the hill, though.
Critical hit.
Now the beauty of this is if they press the attack from around the lighthouse, he's going to get to fire into the backs of them as they move across the map to the west. Four to 4 kills so far. It's a slow fight because the starting positions were so weird, and the red team didn't really recognize the opportunity they had probably till now. The trouble is they know they have to deal with Akao up here on the lighthouse. And it's the only thing, he has to worry about Artie more than anything else right now. Because if all Artie has to do is aim in up here and wait for him to pull forward to take a shot and then shoot at him. But I don't know if they're thinking along those lines. Akao certainly is. That's why he's staying back here up against the building when he's not firing. He doesn't want to give Artie that opportunity. And now his heavies are starting to push into the high cliff area. Hey, there's that TD he's been picking on. Time to die.
Enemy vehicle destroyed. Critical hit. Critical hit. That one didn't go through.
So he's switching over to heat just as the guy moves out of line of sight. Here comes the heavy up the hill. Tiger 1 says, darn it, somebody has to get this dude off of the lighthouse. I will go do it in my heavy, Tiger. This is going to be pretty funny, I think. He's abandoning the lighthouse. That Tiger is going to get up here and go, where'd he go? There for a second I thought he might just turn around and go up the ramp behind the guy and take him out. So the Tiger's up there going, what the heck? I know he was up here. I saw him. This is like Tom and Jerry here. SU-14-1. Back. One more hit, we'll finish him off.
Enemy armor is destroyed.
There's the Tog 2. Boy, he made it far upfield, didn't he?
Critical hit.
Right now, I think he's trying to go get the other artillery. And then I'd be thinking seriously about, oh, the Tiger just died. Never mind. I would have gone up to the hill and taken out that Tiger from behind. Whoa, that's unexpected.
Target unlocked.
HT number 7 back behind him. Kind of threw him off. I don't think he was expecting that guy to be there. That's one of those mystery shells. Like, I swear I saw that round go right into you and nothing happened. I think he's sitting over here considering what he should do next. Try to move without the HT seeing him, or go after the HT, or what should I do? And now he has him lit up again. That guy's finally moving a little bit. Oh, he's cursing right now, I guarantee you. It's like the tank that refuses to be hit. Sometimes you just get in a rut like that, no matter what you do, the shot just doesn't hit. It's like, come on already. Where's the arty? There he is. This is a strange little ledge right here because it tips you up and it makes it hard to shoot down as you approach a tank. There, he gets a hit on him. And there he finally dies. Now it's Artie. You're next. Artie's nicely moving forward, so he doesn't have to worry about the terrain. And now it's just a tog to go. An XP ATM ahead. And he dies. Akao ends up with 2,177 damage and 6 kills, 21 of 32 shooting. And I think most of his misses came against that HT. 67% accuracy. He got 2,129 spot damage with 9 spots and made 11,031 credits. He earned 2,408 XP, survived the fight, got a Top Gun and a Scout medal, along with Spotter, Fire for Effect, and Bruiser mini medals, and that gives him a battle score of 2,473. That is 10th place on the VK 2801 list. He knew from the beginning that there was a high probability of success if he went to the lighthouse, and off he went. The enemy team didn't really try to counter him at all. He got up there against mostly heavies, managed to take out the 2801, and the Lukes died, so early on in the fight he had killed 2 out of the 3 scouts. And so they were left with a bunch of heavies and a couple other tanks versus a scout with very good view range on top the lighthouse, and it ended up being an easy win for them, 15-8, because that's just an unfair contest. With a good player on top of the hill there, with a decent gun and excellent view range, it's like, wow. You just pick your spots and pick your shots and watch as the enemy tanks slowly fall to the wayside. A Tiger, much too late, decided to come up the ramp after him, and he simply went down the hill and went somewhere else. So that when the Tiger got up there, he was nowhere to be seen. And then he went after the artillery, kind of got into a situation where the HT showed up in an unexpected position, and he had to deal with that. Ended up missing a lot of rounds on him. It's frustrating when it happens, because you're like, oh my god, I'm aiming in, and it's just not hitting. What do I have to do? Or just as you shoot, the tank moves and you can't stop your finger on the trigger and it fires anyway, and you shoot behind him. It's like happened 2 or 3 or 4 times in a row. But he got in the last 2 shots on the guy and got the kill on him, so it ends up working out. And then the artillery over here would have been better served to back up and forced him to come over and point down with and kept him in front of him than trying to move forward, because that made it easy for Akao. This lip along this edge kind of tips you up to the front, and it throws your gun up in the air. So it's not like a lot of ledges where you can come up and lean over the side and you're shooting down. As you approach the edge of it, it actually forces your gun up and makes it hard to sit on the edge of that ridge and be able to take down a tank right below you. You have to fully commit and go over the edge in order to get your shot. So that Artie made it easy for him, and he took advantage of it, and then it was off to the Tog, and somebody else got the big hit on him before he could rack up anything with him. Pretty straightforward mission. It's one of those things where when you come on the cliff, man, you see a lineup like that, there shouldn't even be any question of where you're going. If you're facing a ton of slow tanks, man, get to the cliff and then work it for all it's worth the way Akao just did. And you will you may not end up in the Hall of Fame, but you're probably going to end up with a victory, and most likely end up with a really good battle. From Cliff, shooting from the lighthouse into the Lighthouse Hall of Fame. Happy hunting.